Elo Santos said I'm a dogshit player only known for being funny. I'm gonna be honest, I need to like actually follow that guy. I see it. It's like every time people tell me about that guy, all they say is how he shit talks to Inferno. I'm like, I've talked to him multiple times as well, and like, I've asked him like, why are you such a like cancerous individual? And he's like, nah bro, like, I'm chilling. Counts him on Twitter, bro? No, I'll tell you why Elo Santos cringe. Like, not trying to like do any like drama shit, right? But let me show you why he's so cringe. It's like, I don't mean any harm if I ever say anything on stream. Don't take it personal, I just see some clips and shit. I said, to be honest, I don't really mind if you want to say D1 Masters or whatever, that's chill, but if you're saying some lines of he's either lying to himself or his audience, someone gets that point isn't just a game anymore. That's the only thing I've ever had an issue with. I mean, XD. I don't want to go in depth in it because it will just cause issues, but yeah, I guess my bad. No problem, no harm done. And then you're telling me 2 days later, he keeps running his fucking mouth. Viewers are making shit up. Bro, I legitimately have 3 people every stream I ever do. Every stream I ever like fucking stream. 3 people are, at least are gonna come up and be like, hey man, did you hear Elo Santos was shit talking to you again? Life's too short to be focusing on hate? Well, exactly. Why do you think I like blacklisted that term for my stream now? Or just CBA with anyone. At the end of the day, people can say whatever they want, and it doesn't affect me. Because at the end of the day, I know for a fact that I'm going to climb to the elo that I'm climbing towards, right? And nothing anybody says will stop me from doing that. Is it true that next update Hecarim's going to be crazy strong? I mean, he's going to be decent. Will I get a leash, or is it a leashless kind of game? You know, the thing about it is if you actually like play it properly, if you do a blue start, leash or leashless, it actually is the same clear speed. I mean, Jarvan should be on bot side, right? Did he already do Scuttle? Probably. Oh, he didn't? Nice. Holy fuck, you shouldn't smurf him. I'm just procking Phase Rush off the... I mean, Karma could have left that for me, but it's fine. You know, I actually knew that I had exactly enough damage to dive him. That's the perks of playing lane Hecarim for like literally a year straight of like 4K games. Doaenel, are you beefing with anyone right now? Because the thing about me that you guys have to understand is that like once I have like a bad interaction with somebody, I never think about them again. Like I never think about them again. I never keep up with them. I never do anything with them, right? Like I literally, they exist, I exist, and it's like that's all. So like, if you ever see me have like any kind of drama with like another person or another streamer, the vast majority of the time, ask me like 2 days later and I'll say like I have like no thoughts on that person. Like they just exist. That's all they are to me. They're just beings that exist. Respect and not giving any attention? I mean, it's just like the thing about me is I'm not really a guy that's like that enjoys drama or like confrontational shit. Like I don't mind gossip and shit like that, that's true, whatever. But like for example, when I had like my shit with LS, right? I could have made 3 more videos about him on YouTube and like farmed the fuck out of it, right? But it just got to a point where it just like, I don't know, like anytime there's any kind of drama, it just like rubs me the wrong way. Even if I'm in the right, it's just like, it's whatever to me. It's like high school, yeah. Because like, I always explain this, but essentially what happens is like a lot of the time, people who play League, right? And people who are really good at League. But a lot of the time, people who are really good at League, right? Myself included. It's like we were people who didn't really like do anything in high school. I never went to parties, I never like did anything. All I ever did was play League like 12 hours a day, right? So imagine you take a guy like me, and then you give them some kind of like online fame or like online kind of like influence, I guess. And then they sit there and they start interacting with people who also have like similar levels of like online notoriety, whatever, and then they feel like they're the kings of the world. That's the problem with it. People turn the workplace into high school because they never actually got a high school experience. But the thing about me, right, is like I don't engage with that and I don't like fuck with that because I have better things to do. It's a very good take on it. Like, I don't know, just because people will always seek for things that they missed out on. And so, like, people who sit here and will have, like, some kind of online influence, it's like, why wouldn't they feel the need to be bullied? Imagine when you were younger, you got bullied as a kid. And imagine now you can sit there in front of, like, thousands of people and, like, bully others. You know, it's like, I want to. But the thing about me is, like, the reason why I used to be really toxic had nothing to do with, like, that, right? The reason why I used to be toxic was because of my control issues. And then when I realized that my control issues were actually, like, holding me back and, like, my attitude wasn't good at all, and it was, like, bad for my stream rather than, like, good for my stream, that's when I really changed everything. Oh, okay. I've never, so even when I would like, I guess have some kind of like, whatever, like my follow count would increase, right, on like Twitter or Twitch, or like my viewer count would increase, whatever it might be, right? It's like, I never sat there and like used it in any kind of way, you know? Like I would never go in random servers and like try to flex anything or like do anything like that, right? I would always just sit around and like I'd chill with the people who I was like close with, who I was friends with, and I would just leave it at that, you know? And that's why what happened is like, since I wouldn't really like talk to people, and I would never like come interact with people or do any of these things, it made it so I was always able to think about stuff, right? So like I would observe the way streamers would act, I would observe the way people would like interact with others, right? I would see what sets people off, I would see like what people would be saying, why they would be saying it, the things that would be happening, right? And then I would just sit in my bed and I would just think. I try to find like algorithms, I try to find like the secrets, right? Like how people are, why they are the way they are, you know? Like why are they acting like this? Why are these people acting like this? Why do I act the way I act, right? Like a lot of introspection and all this stuff, you know? And then when I was able to like really get a good understanding of myself, it also made it easy to get a good understanding of other people too, right? And then I just sit there and I think like, okay, well, if people are acting this way, then what would cause them to act this way, you know? People hate you because you remind them of when they got I mean, I can honestly say I don't know why. I mean, I have an idea on like why people dislike me. And it pretty much just has to do with like, I was never a fucking like, you'll notice this, but a lot of the times people are gonna say things they don't mean, and they're gonna interact with people they don't like, and they're gonna act in ways that they aren't because they want to like push their following further, and they know that if they act different or if they say certain things, it's gonna work, right? And I think people hate me because I never had to do that, and they feel mad deep down in their stomach that they had to compromise on who and what they are, whereas I didn't. Like I was always just me. And I mean, the other thing about me, right, is that a lot of the time you're gonna find streamers who they've been acting the same way for 5 years, right? Chat, type 1 if you know of a streamer, whether they be toxic or whatever it might be, who's been the same exact person for the last 5 years. And like they might release a trailer longer every year and a half, right? But it's like, you know, this person's never gonna change. But the thing about me is I was capable of genuinely reforming. I was capable of genuinely changing the way I was acting, and I was capable of genuinely like changing the way I acted with others and who I was, because I realized it wasn't a good way to be. And the problem is a lot of streamers, because of their own egos, they're unable to do the same. Because if you're sitting there and you're being gratified for your existence on a constant daily basis because of what you have and what you are, then why would you ever go through the hard work of changing who you are for the better? Right? Whereas with me, it's like I always just wanted to like be the best version of myself. And have like my stream be the best version that I could possibly be, right? So that's why I stopped playing, and that's why I stopped being toxic, because I just realized like flaming and being toxic is actually, first off, not who I am as a person, and it's also not even like good for my peers, and they don't even find it funny or entertaining. It's just cringe. So when I came to that realization, right, it was very easy for me to make the switch and for me to just be like, you know what? Like, how many times have you watched my stream and I'll say like, oh, I deserve to be X'd in the fucking skull for that one, you know, like in game, right? And it's because I channel the toxicity in a way that it's funny because it's directed towards me, right? Or like I'll scream I'm fucking disgusting or shit like that. Because if you're being toxic towards yourself, right, then not only is it kind of funny because you're able to alleviate your frustration, but then it's also good because you're able to like force yourself to want to play in different ways so that you aren't like as bad the next time, you know? Being known as the flaming guy is a double-edged sword. So the thing about being known as a guy who flames a lot is you'll have viewers, but they'll never support you. And I'll give you an example of like Tarzan, for example, right? And Tarzan knows this. I'm not shit talking him, right? I love Tarzan, but Tarzan will have a lot of viewers. But how many of those viewers are looking at stream because they actually want to see him succeed versus how many just want to see him like rage, right? You have a lot of people who are just watching because they want to see like the reactions, you know? Rather than like support whatever goal you're trying to go for, whatever journey you're trying to go for.
8, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
Huge. I could come for a flank. Is there a wave? No. If there was a wave, I could have gotten the, I could have gotten, like, Cusacks, cut them. But that's, like, the fun thing is, like, by me genuinely being able to, like, perform and change the way I was, right? It allowed me to get to a point where I'm actually just, like, really happy and content, right? The other fun thing too is that, because I remember what it was like to be hated, you know? I remember what it was like to have everybody say nothing but bad things about me, to have no friends, to have nobody want to interact with me, right? To even have like, my viewer base hate me, you know? And that's why it's like cool that nowadays, like, what's the worst people could say about me? That I transfer a lot? That's why I always say, like, it's a blessing. Because when you think about other streamers, right? They're usually attacked for who they are, right? Oh, this streamer's fake. This streamer's a social climber. This streamer is toxic. This streamer is, like, a baby rager. They're attacked for who they are, right? And that's why it's fun. Because, like, who I am isn't really a problem. So people attack me for what I am. Which is, like, the biggest blessing that you could ever give someone. That's why, like, I feel blessed, honestly. Because imagine being at a point in your life where, like, when people attack you, all they can attack you is for, like, what you've done, right? Like, where you're doing, oh, he transfers, oh, he always goes to new accounts. Okay, well, you can hate that. But at the end of the day, when people talk about you and they say bad things about you, it's like, what you are or who you are? And then depending on the answer to that question, you need to start asking yourself some real questions, right? Do you need to change? Do you need to do this? Do you need to do that?
Yeah, that's my love.
I want to get better and better days so you can always be willing to stream. But that's the thing about me is, like, I've always loved streaming. So the thing about me, right, is that I've always loved, like, the feeling of sharing an experience with someone, right? Like being able to do something or say something and then have someone who sits there and is able to witness that memory with you. So it's always like a permanent thing, you know? And that's why for me, streaming was always something that I loved doing. Because, like, when I make a play and people can see that, right? And then they'll be like PogChamp or whatever it might be. It's like, that makes me happy. Because it's like that play is now a permanent play, right? It will always live on in, if not your mind, then someone else's mind, or like maybe in a video or something like that, right? That's why when I was younger, right, and I used to watch a lot of Family Guy with my dad, when he would leave to like go to the bathroom, I would pause the show. And he'd tell me like, oh no, just leave it playing, it's fine. But I would tell him like, no, there's no point. Because if something funny happens and you're not here to see it, then it's almost like it never happened, you know? So that's why the thing about me with streaming is I've always loved just being able to like share an experience, share a game, share a thought, share an idea, right? Share a way of thinking, share a view. That's why it was actually funny. Because a lot of people will sit there, right? And they'll make fun of me. I'll say, Dantes, how does it feel that you're known for like talking about fucking yordles, or that you're known for spending a lot of money on RP for transfers, right? And what if I said I literally couldn't be happier about it? Literally, I couldn't be happier about it. And you might think like, bullshit, like you're just saying that. No. Because the thing is, I wrote this twit longer 2 years ago that I can actually show you guys after this game. And in my twit longer, I addressed that 99% of the time to make it as a streamer, you have to be fake and insincere. You have to lose any sorts of form of being genuine, so you can just always like push your career and push like your content and all this shit, right? And I said I hated that. But the funny thing is that by me sitting there and making those like YOLO fucking TikToks, or by me sitting there and like transferring all the time, I was able to evade losing who I was by just doing something that was genuinely funny, you know? Nice. She said. I feel like your viewer base is like a second family. It's so nice. No, but that's the thing I love about it, because like I never put on an act for stream. It's like right now, let's say I feel like more like a chill vibe today, right? I don't sit here and I don't force myself to stream, right? I don't force myself to like play hardstyle. So it's like people are gonna come to my stream for like a certain reason, but then over time, since they're always exposed to like who I am and not just like one way of acting, then they end up being like, oh, you know what, maybe I'll watch this guy for like, even if I was here for the hardstyle, maybe I'll watch him when he's listening to like, I don't know, Frenchcore, you know? Or oh, I like watching him when he's like hype and screaming, but you know what, maybe now that he's more like chilling, I'll watch him as well, you know? And that's one of the reasons I feel blessed, because like I've never felt like I've ever had to take days off streaming or anything like that, even when I was going through like rough patches or like really good patches or anything like that, because like I was always just like me, like my stream is just like me. August 30th, 2020. I just wanted to say long because I genuinely don't feel like I'm cut for this full-time streaming thing. I've seen everyone I've interacted with, barring a handful of people, I've turned out to be either complete fake or, I meant to say disingenuous. To believe that, to succeed as a streamer, 95% of the time you have to be insincere, fake, and ditch any form of compassion or empathy you may have. And then, that isn't who I am, and I'll be re-enlisting in school, you know? Like, I just hate the people in this community, and I hate how fake and full lies everyone and everything is. Because I did, like, the community of, like, streamers, the vast majority of them, they're like, disturbing people behind the scenes. Like, really disturbing people. I'm pushing this, huh? Hold on. I mean, she kills that though, right? Not bad. Not too shabby.